Statistics have shown that cassava remains one of the basic food components for immediate consumption and for industrial processes. And this perhaps explains why it is being cultivated in most states of the Federation in Nigeria. In Nasarawa State, cassava is used to produce gari, flour, and other local foods known as akpu or fufu, and gradually this is becoming an occupation in the state.
Unfortunately, NBS News observed that some farmers and traders who are processing cassava for fufu and akpu, mostly for commercial gains, are cutting corners, thus using detergents to soak cassava to fasten the process for commercial gains. NBS News observed that cassava that is soaked using detergent complete the fermentation process within 3 to 4 days, a process that ideally should take a week, an indication that the quick fermentation is triggered by the applied chemicals. When NBS News visited fufu and akpu processing centers in Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital, packs of detergents called Good Mama were littered around, confirming the practices of soaking cassava with detergents. But most women who engaged in the business turned down the claim.
We don't put detergent. What we apply on the cassava is flour, which is the end product of the cassava itself. We don't use detergent because it is chemical.
I
have never applied detergent on my cassava. It is only water we use.
Be that as it may, some women who claim to have spent 10 to 15 years in the business of processing fufu or akpu confirmed that they only applied potassium, locally called kanwa, and alum to soak cassava to facilitate the fermentation.
We used to put alum and potash. We were advised to stop because of its resultant effects.
During Harmattan, the cassava hardly gets fermented, so we used to put potash.
Away from cassava processing, NBS News also gathered that most women who engage in the business of processing melon, popularly called egusi, also use detergent, mostly clean, to brighten the peeled melon for commercial gains. After peeling the egusi, using a processed machine, it is then poured on water where the detergent is applied before washing to remove the dirt and brighten the seed, as confirmed by one of the women.
For the egusi that is not clean enough, we apply detergent. That is to say, when it is dirty, you apply the detergent to make it look neat.
In view of this, is there any health implication of consuming fufu and egusi that have been processed using detergent, potassium, and alum? Dr. Ibrahim Al-Hassan is the State Director of Public Health.
And by the time we consume those foodstuffs, the chemicals will be deposited within our body system. And this may be responsible now for a lot of disease elements down the line as we age. And these disease entities that we're likely going to be seeing going forward will be as a result of metabolism of these chemicals, which will take place in the liver, and then of course the excretion of this chemical which will pass through the kidneys. So going forward, we may begin to see disease entities that reflect, affectation of the liver and the kidneys.
Unfortunately, egusi soup remains one of the favorites in the consumption of fufu or akpu. And if that should be the case, one does not need a clinical explanation to ascertain the health implication of consuming a food that undergoes the processing with chemicals. And the question that is begging for answer, where are the Ministry of Information, Agriculture, Health, and National Orientation Agency, among other civil societies, in awareness creation? And if this is lacking, are security agencies in the state also turning a deaf ear to all these practices? Or must we return to the State House of Assembly for the gavel to speak? In Lafia, Valentine Joshua, NBS News.